Dear students, welcome you all for the third session of the fourth chapter of Human Resource Management, second semester, Mangalore University, BCom. So in this session, we are going to discuss one of the interesting topic, that is the methods of training. My presentation for this session will include first introduction to the methods of training, then categories of training, then on-the-job training methods, then merits and demerits of on-the-job training method. Now let's begin. So as we know, training is a very important part of an organization. So in order to improve the performance of the employees, every company or every organization must use training as a tool. So how the training is imparted to the employees? It is through a technique or through a method. So different organizations use different methods, variety of methods to train the employees. So there is no single method which is used by the organization. No, different companies use different variety of methods. So why they use variety of methods? Because the training of needs of the employees vary according to their culture, according to their experience, according to their qualification, according to the work done in the organization. So according to the training needs of the employee, there are different training methods are used. As I told you, there is no single method or technique is followed by any organization. Organization cannot say that this is the single method which should be used by every organization. No, there are variety of techniques, variety of methods through which the training is imparted to the employees, and the nature of each technique or method depends on its purpose of training. For example, if the company wants the employee to learn all the levels of jobs, okay, then job rotation is the best method of training. Or if the company wants to give the individual attention to each employee, then coaching is better. So depends on the nature of the employee, depends on the purpose of the training, different techniques are used. Now, there are two broad categories of training. One is on the job training and off the job training. So in this session, we are going to discuss, or we are going to cover only on the job training. Since it is both are vast topics, we are going to cover only on the job training. So we'll cover various on the job training methods. So what is on the job training? So meaning is there in the word itself. That means you are giving a training or imparting the training on the job while doing the work, while performing the work. So while performing the work itself, training is important. So this is one of the most common method used by every organization to impart the training to the employees. So training is conducted in the real job setting, in the real work conditions. When you are doing the work, you are given the training. So the trainees learn while actually performing their work. So this is the best method of training, because you are trained also, you are doing the work also, both are done simultaneously. So an employee is placed on a regular job under the supervision and guidance of a qualified trained worker or instructor. So usually on the job training, what happens is employee is placed under a regular job, on a regular job under a supervision. So there will be a supervisor who will guide the new employee or the trainee. So he is an expert, or he is a qualified trainer worker, or he is an instructor. So this fellow will train the employees, okay, either new employees or experienced employees, or depends on the training needs of the employee. So employee gets first-hand knowledge and experience under actual working conditions. So here supervisor will guide and instruct from time to time. If there is any doubts, that doubts are clarified. So you will face the instructor and you will get the information. So employees get first-hand knowledge and also experience under actual working conditions. So that is the advantage of on-the-job training. So overall, this method is based on learning by doing itself. So this method's purpose or philosophy is you have to learn while doing the job. So both has to go simultaneously. So that gives more advantages. Because if you are doing any mistakes, immediately the supervisor or the trained instructor will rectify it. No, that is not the way. So this is a very good and the most common method used by every organization. Now let us see what are the various on the job training methods. So there are different methods. Let's discuss one by one. The first one is job rotation. As I already told you, what is job rotation? So you have to rotate the job. So you are being rotated to all the jobs that are there in the organization. So what happens? So whenever somebody is absent or somebody is not there, you can perform that work or you can perform that job. So that is the objective of this job rotation. Let's know the detail about job rotation. So in this method of training, workers rotate through variety of jobs, so thereby providing them a wider exposure. So they are not placed in one job. Okay, after 1 week or after some time they are placed into another job, after some time they are placed into another job. So that is how it is rotated. For example, if you are a probationary officer employed or selected for a bank, what the bank will do is they will be put in a branch, and first they will be given experience as a clerk. Okay, as a clerk, then they will be experienced or given experience in the cashier, then they will be given experience in the field of assistant manager, and likewise loan officer, credit officer. So many, there are so many varieties of jobs that is done in a branch. Okay, bank branch. So here the probationary officer is rotated to various levels of job. So trainees are placed in different jobs in different parts of the organization for a specified period of time. So he can be placed in different parts of the organization. Okay, he can be placed in a marketing department, he can be placed in a HR department, he can be placed in a cash department, he can be placed in a production department based on his qualification and experience. So what is the advantage for the trainees? So trainees get an opportunity to work on different posts with a different set of responsibilities without an increase in the pay scale. So pay scale is same, but he will get an exposure to varieties of posts in the organization. So you will come to know what is the work that is done in the organization, which department does which work, he will come to know. So you will get a vast experience in his training period. Then it is used to develop people for higher level position by exposing them to a wider range of experience. So see, usually there is a career growth. Whenever you join an organization, there is a career growth, career development. You are not placed in the same level job. So once you are joined as a clerk, automatically there will be a promotion. You will be promoted to a assistant manager or branch manager or whatever in various departments. So that's why this training method is very useful for, especially for the employees, to promote to the higher level positions, so that they are initially given the exposure what is the work that is done in the higher level positions. Then helps to understand the problems of other employees. So whenever you are placed in other person's job, other person post, you will come to know, so what is the difficulties in that job, what are the advantages in that job. Otherwise you will feel that, oh, my job is so difficult or my job is so easy. So when you are placed in other person's job, you will come to know other post responsibilities also, other post difficulties also. So this is the advantage of job rotation. So ultimately job rotation means you are rotating the jobs that are there in the organization. Second one is coaching. So what is coaching? So we have heard this word so many times, coach. So coach means there will be instructor. Okay, instructor or experienced person. What he will do, he will instruct or he will train the other persons, other candidates who are under him or who are given him as trainees. So he has to coach them, he has to instruct them, he has to train them. So same method is used in the organization also. So it is called as one-to-one training. So that means there is a coach, okay, there is a candidate. So coach and candidates. So coach will instruct the candidate or trainee, and if trainee has anything to ask, anything to clarify, he can clarify from the coach. So it is one-to-one. So there is no confusion. If there is any confusion, immediately it is clarified. So under this method, an employee is placed under a supervisor. So in an organization, what happens? So you are placed under a new employee, or the trainee is placed under a supervisor or a manager who functions as a coach in the training. So this supervisor is a well experienced, well expert, okay, who can definitely train the new employees. The supervisor provides feedback to the trainee on various areas. So what he will do, he will instruct them, give them the training, sufficient training, and also he will give the feedback also whenever the trainee performs any work. So he also offers some suggestions for improvement also. Okay, so not only feedback here, but also how can he improve? If the employee is not working well or not performing well, how can he improve that performance? That is also important in the coach, because the coach wants to improve that person, improve that training. So coaching is common practice at organization management level. So it is a coaching by immediate subordinates by their manager is a common at management level. So usually you are working under a team, there will be a team leader serves as a coach, and he will instruct the his teammates that this is how we have to do work, this is the, he will give the feedback, he will give the suggestions. So that is common in management level. So what coaching ensures individualized instruction. So this is very important. So you can get one-to-one training here, individualized instructions. If there is any doubts, any clarification, individually you can go to the coach and you can clarify. So on situations that subordinates find hardest to deal with, and also performance that are hard to improve. So individual employee can deal on his individual performance, and he can see the strategies, or he can see the ways how he can improve the performance from the existing level, and that can be done through coaching. So the third one is job instruction training. So what is job instruction training? So job instruction means giving instruction step by step to a new employee who freshly joins the organization. So that is called as job instruction training. So it means giving job instruction on step by step to the new employee. So it is used to train the new employees when they first join the job, because they will not be knowing anything regarding the job that they have to do. So it is used to teach the workers how to do their new job, so that there will not be any confusion while doing the job. So job instruction training has certain steps, there are certain procedures are followed. So there will be one instructor who acts as a trainer, who is well experienced person. So he will conduct the job instruction training step by step. So the first step is what the job instructor or trainer will do. He will give the overview of the job to the trainee, so that there will not be any confusion regarding the job that they have to do. So once he gives the theoretical overview of the job, then he has to demonstrate the job to the trainee. So once he demonstrates, then what the trainees will do? So trainees has to imitate the trainer's demonstration, whatever the example that he has given, they have to imitate that. The imitation means that they have to do the same what is done by the trainer. So what he has demonstrated, same thing has to be imitated by the trainees. Then what the trainees have to do, they have to repeat the task again and again. So demonstration by the trainer and practice by the trainee. So if there is any mistake, again he will demonstrate, and again the trainees has to practice that. Then performance of job without any supervision. So once the demonstration done by the trainer is over after repeating so many times, then definitely the trainees will do their work on their own without any supervision. So this is how job instruction training works in an organization. And the fourth one is apprenticeship program. So what is apprenticeship training? So apprenticeship training, in the sense, there is a trainee called apprentice who may not know the work completely, so who is placed under an expert, and expert will deliver the training which is necessary for the apprenticeship. And once he has mastered the work, then he will be released from his apprenticeship program. So this is called apprenticeship training. So let's know the details of apprenticeship training. So an apprentice is a worker who is learning a job, but who has not reached the state where he is competent to work without supervision. So he is just a junior level worker, or he is new, we can say he is a new worker who may not know the work completely. That's why he is placed under a competent or expert worker who can tutor him, or who can teach him to master his work. So apprentice is tutored by an established worker or expert who is called as technically journeyman. So apprentice is imparted knowledge and skill in doing a particular job. So basically he will be taught how the job has to be done, work has to be done, and what are the necessary skills for doing that work. And when will be the proficiency is attained? So proficiency is attained only after a long period of time. It is not for 1 or 2 months. It's not like internship. It is especially for a longer duration of time. So at the end of the apprenticeship program, the person is promoted to the journeyman. So here journeyman teaches him to become a journeyman. Okay, journeyman teaches a new apprentice to become a journeyman, so that he can also become a master like a journeyman. So that is the end, that is the objective of this apprenticeship training program. So he has to become apprentice, has to become a journeyman. So training is intense and it is lengthy and usually on a one-to-one basis. So because there will be expert, we will be always teaching him. Then some stipend also paid to the apprentice during the training period. So this is regarding apprenticeship training. Now fifth one is internship. So internship is different from apprenticeship program. So in internship, the trainees are imparted practical knowledge for a shorter duration of time. So it is the training is conducted to offer practical knowledge to their students lasting for few months is known as internship training. Especially this internship is done for the students, okay, who are in the final year and who are about to enter into corporate field or industry. So before entering into industry, they are given a practical exposure because they will be learning only theoretical aspects. So in order to have a practical knowledge, they will be sent to certain industry or certain companies so that they can get the practical knowledge. So aims to bring a balance between the theoretical knowledge and a practical skill required to do the job. So internship training is combined effort of the educational institution and also business organizations. So educational institution, what they do, educational institution is will impart theoretical knowledge and the practical knowledge is done through the business organizations. So there are many examples for internship. There are so many companies, example Tisco, BHEL, auditing firms. There are so many companies who give the internship to the students so they can get the practical knowledge about the organization and also about the business. And the sixth one is committee assignments. So what is committee assignments? So under this, trainees are divided into various committees or as teams. They will be given some problems and they have to give the solution. So this is another method of training. So committee assignments refers to a method in which the trainees are divided into various committees called as team and asked to solve an actual organizational problem. So here the main intention of this committee assignments is the training is given in a group as a team. So as a team there are so many things to learn. So as a team they have to work together and they have to solve one problem and give the solution. So trainees have to work together in a team and offer solution to the problem. So this method helps the trainees to develop the team spirit to achieve a common organizational goal. So this training method is given just to improve the team spirit and also the various skills which are required to work as a team. So this is very important for the organization, team spirit. So that's why this training is given to the employees to build up the team spirit and to work as a team in order to achieve the common organizational goal. Next one is understudy. So meaning itself says you are studying under a superior or senior. So you are placed under a senior and you have to observe him and get experience from him and get the proper training. So here the superior gives a training to his subordinates as his understudy or assistant. So you have to work as an assistant. Trainee will work as an assistant to the superior and learn everything from the superior, whatever the work done by the superior and get the training. So the subordinate learns through experience and observation. So you will constantly observe the superior and also you will get the experience from working with superior. So it aims to prepare subordinates, that is trainees, to assume the responsibility of the superior. So once the assistant works or learns every work from the superior, then he will be promoted as a senior, then he has to again train another junior. So like that it will continue, the chain will continue in the organization. So aims to prepare subordinates to assume the responsibilities of the superior's job in case the superior is absent or if he leaves the organization. So this is regarding understudy. Then next one is mentoring. So this is the last one. So mentoring means what? So mentoring means there will be mentor and mentee. Okay, mentee. So mentor has to guide, has to train the mentee. So he has to give some clear instructions. He has to train. He has to share his knowledge. He has to share his experience. He has to give suggestions, feedback to the mentee so that mentee also becomes a good performer in the organization. So mentoring is an ongoing relationship that is developed between a senior, usually will become a mentor, senior employee, and a junior employee is a mentee. So this is common in every organization, especially for preparing the future executives. So it is one of the very important method for preparing the future executives, future managers. So this method allows the mentor to determine what is required to improve the mentee's performance. So you will come to know because there is a strong bonding between the mentor and mentee. So mentor will come to know what are the weaknesses, what are the opportunities that is required. So he will also offer suggestions to the mentee to improve the performance. Then, so mentor provides guidance and clear understanding of how the organization goes to achieve its vision and mission to the junior employee. So he'll give brief about the organization goals, organization vision, organization mission. So how it is narrated to, or how it is attached to one's own performance or mentee's performance. So all this will be explained by the mentor. Then mentor identifies not only from telling about vision and mission, but also mentor also has to identify the problem, weakness, and also he has to offer suggestions to the mentee so that he can also develop in the organization, he can also perform well in the organization. So that is regarding mentoring. Now let us discuss quickly merits of on the job training. So we have discussed around 8 methods of on the job training. Now what are the advantages of on the job training? There are a lot of advantages. First one, the main focus of this training is to improve the productivity. So because you are taught within the organization while doing the work, so simultaneously there is a work also, there is a improvement in the performance also. So ultimately it result in increasing the productivity, then makes the employee multi-skilled because they are trained also, they are worked also. So together they have to get the training and also they have to work together, so they become multitaskers. So it facilitates quick learning because you are given the training while doing the work. So when you are given the training while doing the work, so immediately you will perform that work. If there is any doubt, if there is any clarification, you will immediately ask the supervisor and again get into learning. So it enables quick learning. Then it motivates to perform well because whatever the doubts that you have, whatever the questions that you have, you can immediately clarify with the superior while doing the work itself. You need not wait for so many days or so much of time to clarify your doubts. So while doing the work itself, you can ask your senior or superior or expert or instructor to clarify doubts. So it is a motivation to perform well. Then cost effective. Why it is cost effective? Because you are given the training in the place of job itself. You are not taken into a different place like a resort and given the training there, and once again you are brought to the organization, so that cost is saved for the organization. Then learning in actual situation. So learning in actual situation helps the employee to get the work done immediately, so you need not wait. For example, if it is a off off the job training, then what happens? So you are taught somewhere and again you have to come back and again you have to get to work. That time so many doubts, again clarification. So here it is a time consuming also. So it may not be so fruitful. So but here it is learning in an actual condition will help the employees to get the work immediately. Then flexible because you can clarify doubts at any time. Then no arrangements is required because the training is given at the time of work itself. So these are the various merits. Then there are demerits also. So what are the demerits? May cause disruptions during the production because you are given the training during the work, during the process of work. So that time it may hinder the process of production. Then cause disturbance to the other workers. So when your one batch is given the training, there may be another batch who is working, so that will cause disturbance to the other workers, which may reduce the productivity. Then possibility of accidents because you are given the training during the work. So when the training is given, there will be a lot of confusions, a lot of questions, and which will also result in mistakes, and that mistakes may lead to accidents. So lack of experienced and skilled trainer. So if there is no proper trainer, then whatever the training given is a waste of time. So that's all from this video. Thank you for watching this video.